Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Kenobi. Kenobi!
Welcome, everybody, to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with my illustrious friend, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Hello there to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land.
Well, hello there. Hey, everybody. We are here to talk about episode 3, number 3 of Obi Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus. It premiered today, and we can't wait to talk about it. Just can't wait. So, I'm excited about this. Mike, are you excited about this?
Oh, heck yeah. This was a fantastic episode. Oh my gosh. I can't believe some of the stuff we got in this episode. First of all, we got Vader in full glory.
Woohoo! Much sooner than I thought.
We got a possible character reveal too. Very, very surprised about. Very surprised.
Ooh, okay. I can't wait to have that discussion with you. Okay. All right. Cool. I will say this. I was about to tell Mike this before we went on, but it was the whole thing of save it for the podcast. When we finished, Kelly turned to me and she said, "You know what? I like this series better than The Mandalorian."
Ooh,
and I said, "I agree."
That's high praise. And I think that I said it last time. I think this is my favorite Disney era Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love The Mandalorian. I think The Mandalorian's fantastic. Yeah. I love Boba Fett.
Right. Uh-huh.
But man, this has been so good.
The third episode was also just as good, if not much more betterer than the other ones.
I didn't open my soda yet.
Yeah, or here.
There we go.
Hi, Janelle. Janelle's here. She says hello.
Try to jump into the chat.
And Brenda says,
in a while. Thanks
Brenda says,
no?
Yeah. Brenda says, I love it. I love it a lot. And that says a lot.
I like it a lot.
Right.
All right.
So, okay. How do you want to do this today? Should we do our scoring of this episode?
Oh, sure, why not? What do you think we should use as a scale for this one?
That's a good question.
I was trying to think. I didn't want to use Lola again because we used that last week.
We did use Lola for the first episode. That's right. Yes, we did.
I think we should use Rebel Spies.
Ooh, okay. All right. I like it. Let's do it. Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I give it 10 out of 10. I loved this episode. I will watch it again. It did great, continued to do great story development off of Obi-Wan, the broken Jedi, the broken General Jedi. And we got to see Vader in his full glory, as you stated, which was much earlier than I thought we would get it. I was thinking it minimum would be 4th to 5th episode, but we got him in the 3rd episode.
No,
Um,
it was earlier than I thought too. But when you
yeah.
think about it, we only have 6 episodes, so
Good call. Good
you,
call.
you can't push it off too far.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we still had it. I don't know about you, but it sounded to me like it was James Earl Jones doing the voice.
It was. James Earl Jones reprises his voice work, which
Nice.
I'm very happy about.
We still got the cool intrigue. We got the backbiting of the Inquisitors. I mean, it was just all good. I mean, it was just all great storytelling, and it did not feel at all like a filler episode. You know how I feel about those filler episodes.
I would definitely call this a filler episode.
It was not at all.
With only 6 episodes, I don't think you can have any filler episodes. I hope you can't. Honestly,
right?
You just don't have enough time. We don't have time for that.
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right. All right. So, what about you? What's your overarching?
I would go at 10, but there's something that I got an issue about that's bugging me.
Oh. Yeah. So, what do you give it? A 9.997? No, I'm just kidding.
I will give it a 9.5.
Okay.
And I would have went at 10 had this particular thing not happened. Now we could get redeemed, for what happens here later on. I don't know. It's just
okay.
There's this particular thing that happened, and I went, "Oh, I'm not sure if that should have happened." But we'll get to that.
Yep.
It's in my notes. It's in my many notes that I have.
All right. Well, we're technically everybody not going to do like a play-by-play of the whole episode kind of a thing. It may seem that way. Well, I don't know. Your notes may walk us through everything. You
might want to hold your tongue there.
Oh, he's got that many notes, everybody. Holy moly. I just finished watching it. And would you went and watched it a second time so you could take notes?
Yep. I watched it once, and as soon as I finished it, I said, I got to watch this again because I got to take notes now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's roll with it. Okay. So what is first up for grabs on your wonderful notes on episode 3 of Obi Wan Kenobi?
So we open up to Obi-Wan trying to communicate with Qui-Gon Jinn. So that makes me wonder, has he not been able to communicate yet with Qui-Gon? I mean, it's been 10 years now since he went into exile. And when he left, when just before he and Yoda parted ways in Revenge of the Sith, Yoda said, "More training I have for you, Master Kenobi," and telling him that he's going to teach him how to commune with his former master, Qui-Gon. So I'm like, okay, has he not been able to communicate with him yet? Still, is it still taking him 10 years? So that was my big question with that scene. Not that I love the scene. The scene was fantastic, because he wasn't communing with Qui-Gon, but he was having memories, is what was happening. My
thought was that he was probably had communicated with him, which is why he kind of seems to want to communicate with him, that he has done so in the past, but for whatever reason, he's kind of closed off to the Force a little bit, or he's not as attuned, let me put it that way, attuned to the Force as he once was. Because we kind of talked about that last time when Leia fell off the rooftop, and
So what you're saying is you think he's communed with him before, but it's been a while since he's communed with him.
Yeah, I think it's been a while, and I think it's just because he's so broken. And I think you mentioned last time about fear within him, and that fear and just brokenness of his character right now is kind of what's kind of closed him, or not as attuned to the Force as he once was. And I see the trying to communicate with him as a longing, and he can't do it. He can't connect, for lack of a better term. Brenda says out of practice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I think we got an interesting moment. Not trying to jump ahead, and this is all I'll say about it, but where Vader says, "The years have made you weak."
Right. Yep.
I know.
And we do see that later in the episode too.
Yeah.
I think we see evidence of that.
If I had not seen the Rebels episode where Obi-Wan and Darth Maul square off, I would be like, "Oh, Obi-Wan's so old and weak and frail. He's no longer with the Force," but he's on his game when they meet. There ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah. Maybe by then he's practiced a little, foreseeing that he's going to have to teach Luke. Maybe that's, I don't know.
That's an interesting thought, though. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So moving forward,
yes.
In my notes, I've got that Vader has no concern for the Grand Inquisitor.
That is canon, though, isn't it? He doesn't care about the Grand Inquisitors. They're a nuisance, aren't they? Really, kind of a thing.
It is. It later on. I think it's somewhere in, like, I don't know if it's in a novel. I don't know if it's in comic books or what. But I think at some point he ends up killing them off. After all, we don't see any Inquisitors in A New Hope. So
right. Here's Matt. Hello, Matt. Well, hello there, boys. Well, hello there, Matt.
Yeah, my little friend.
Right. Brenda says he feels dejected after their major loss. Yes, I would agree with you, because we got that in the second episode where he saw that one young Jedi and he was like, we lost. We lost. It's over.
Right. Well, now I want to go back to the Grand Inquisitor for a second.
Sure.
Here,
Yes. Go ahead.
because Reva, the third sister, she communicates with Darth Vader, and Darth Vader's basically like, "Look, if you want his position, you're gonna have to prove yourself," and which to me tells me he could care less about who actually is Grand Inquisitor. I don't think he cares. It makes no difference to him. I also believe, how you said last week you didn't think, last week you didn't think the Grand Inquisitor was dead. You're right. He's either not dead.
Oh, sorry, there was my dog.
He either isn't dead, or we're going to see someone of that same race take his place as Grand Inquisitor. Because,
what makes you okay, go ahead, sorry.
Because he's in Rebels, which Rebels happens 5 years to Hope. So he has to either not be dead, or someone of that same race ends up taking his place, which is going to be interesting because Reva has plans to take over his spot, and so does fifth brother. They both do, because they're both rivaling over that position. Oh, what's
So Matt says he agrees with you, but then he also makes this comment: the third sister needs to be taken out. She brings the show down. She's like Finn, does nothing for Star Wars, just a placeholder. Matt, I disagree.
Yeah, actually, I have a theory on her, and we'll get to that.
Oh, okay. But I think she's a good villain. You don't like her because you're not supposed to like her, kind of a thing. I don't like the way she talks, but I think it's a great actress. I think she's doing a really good job, and I think it's an interesting character that shows doing a great job of igniting this power play between the Inquisitors, kind of a thing, that even amongst them there's no camaraderie.
Right. Well, I think she I like the character. I just think she needs to be taken down a notch. She's a little too cocky, in my opinion.
Yes, she is very cocky. They've written her cocky. Yes,
for a brand new newcomer, it's like, you are way too cocky, and you really think you're going to be side by side with Vader. Yeah,
right. But I also think that's part of it. I think that's part of I've run into people who, are young and impetuous, who think they're like, I'm going to change the world. And I'm sure she's like, I'm going to change the empire kind of a thing. So,
well, I think she thinks she's going to run the empire, which, that ain't happening. But
that ain't happening.
I mean, we all know that ain't happening. So.
Right.
So moving on, we get to the point where Leia and Obi-Wan are talking, and Leia asks Obi-Wan, what does the Force feel like?
Yes. I like that moment.
Analogy. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
When he looks at her and says, have you ever had a moment where you're afraid of the dark, where it's just completely dark and you're afraid of the dark? And she's like, yes. And he says, what happens when you turn the light on? Well, I'm not afraid anymore. I feel comfort, that's the way the Force is. I like that. It was a great analogy.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really cool. We've never heard anything in Star Wars like that before.
It was good.
I really, really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
I also like we move on forward to that, and we meet the loader droid. Shoot, I had written down his name and I don't see it. Anyway, I really like the loader droid, and I think the loader droid is much more aware of more than the spy is than she believes.
Yes. Yes, very much so. And I have to say this, Mike, you called it last week when we talked about Lola. We were talking about, it's probably going to be some toy or something. You said, and I was like, I don't know. But you were like, no, it's going to be. And sure enough, what did you do? You texted me and said, guess what? Released.
I wouldn't mind one. I haven't looked in.
When did this go in pre-sale? Is that like
pre-sale now? I didn't look at the link.
Oh,
gotcha.
Right now
I don't have the extra cash for it, so I'm like,
right, yeah. Technically, neither do I.
I got an R2 unit, so I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I would like that load. I like her. I like Lola. I think she's pretty cool.
Yes.
So let's see.
We were told they went up for pre-order today. Thank you, JC Rowan, if I've got that correct.
Yeah, that's Jonathan.
Yeah.
So then we learn that they're on Mapazua.
I'll roll with it. It's okay.
Mapazua.
It's like trying to pronounce Old Testament names in places. I'll roll with it.
And you ain't kidding. So I looked up that planet. I just wanted to see if it was anywhere else in Star Wars lore.
Yes.
The first reference was actually in the Essential Atlas in 2009. So that's the only thing. And I guess it's just been sitting as a placeholder, to be used as a planet.
For 12 years, 13 years.
How funny is that, though, man?
That is.
I love it. So, in case you wondered, that's the planet's name has existed, but it's just not been in use yet.
Until now.
Until now. Let's see. Oh, and then after that, we get the moment where Obi-Wan snaps at Leia. Because Leia is very optimistic, which I think is very Leia-like. And Obi-Wan kind of snaps at her, and he's like, "Look, not everybody in this universe is out to help you." And granted, she's probably a little naive. She's never left Alderaan. She's always been surrounded with loved ones and people who are waiting on her hand and foot. So I think she has this trust, trust of people. She doesn't quite understand that there's real evil in the universe, which she is about to find out.
Right. We'll get to that.
But I was thinking, some people might think that was out of character for Obi-Wan, and I don't believe it is at all.
What was out of character
for him
to snap at her?
Yeah, for him to snap out. Because I mean, we don't see that in Obi-Wan in the original trilogy at all.
I think it's consistent with his character right now, though.
Well, I think it's consistent with the prequel Obi-Wan, because he gets annoyed pretty easily in Episode 1. He's annoyed when Qui-Gon, when Qui-Gon won't do what the council tells him. He's like, but Master, if you just do it as they say, they would put you on the he gets annoyed with that. He gets annoyed with Qui-Gon picking up Jar Jar Binks, and he's
that's true. That's right.
And then when we get to Tatooine and he gets Anakin, remember what he says then? Why do I feel like we've picked up another useless life form? So I don't believe this is out of character for him at all. It's a little gruff, and it's a little more gruff than he would have been in the prequels. But I do believe that's because of what's going on, and he's kind of losing hope a little bit at this point. So yeah, that's just the way I feel about that. You kind of talked about the infighting with the Inquisitors. That's what I had in my notes next. We're just starting to see some, all this infighting between them, especially between third sister and fifth brother. And they're wanting that Grand Inquisitor spot. They both won it.
Now, hey, I got a question for those out there. Is those who have maybe seen the Fast and Furious franchise, is the fifth brother, is he, I just lost the name of who he was. Han. Is he Han in the Fast and Furious franchise? I guess he gets killed in Tokyo Drift, and he comes back in the latest one or something. Is that the same actor? I wonder, for some reason, I was like, is that the same actor? But I don't know for sure, and I didn't look it up. So if anybody knows, I'd be interested to know. So anyway, yeah. So, all right, sorry.
Oh, I like Matt's comment here.
Leia?
Yeah, Leia's like a homeschooler.
What's a homeschooler? Just kidding.
I think that's I think that describes her quite a bit, actually.
Yes.
Not saying that all homeschoolers are naive or anything like that. I don't mean that at all. But I don't know. I get a sense of that. That makes sense. That's a good
Stephen.
Good likeness.
Thank you, Megan. You rock. Okay, so it is Han. He returns all of a sudden in the last Fast and Furious movie, and because I thought he got killed or something. Very cool.
Is it
His
Solo?
name's Han.
Does he drive Solo?
Yeah.
So we got the infighting between the Inquisitors, and this is where I think we might see the Grand. This is part of the reason I think we might see the Grand Inquisitor come back, because Vader makes that comment to Reva. If you're expecting to take the Grand Inquisitor spot, you're really gonna have to step up your game. Basically, and then fifth brother goes and makes a report to Vader, and it's that point where she's like, look, if you want the credit, that's fine, but we know who's going to end up standing by Vader's side. Which I'm sitting here going, yeah, none of y'all.
None of ya. None ya going to make it.
Nobody's standing by Vader's side. But I think there's going to be, at some point before the end of the season, the Grand Inquisitor is going to come back. And I think that might play into Reva and a redemption arc with her. I think she's going to switch sides by the end of the season.
Okay. I love it when you make these predictions. I'm like, I don't know. And then when they come true, I got to eat crow.
I think you're going to be eating crow. So hasn't happened every time. Hasn't happened.
Right.
But yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. And then next we get the planet Tal. That's where Obi-Wan and
Oh, the reference where they're saying they're from. Yeah.
they're from Tal. And I checked that,
Yes.
and apparently that was created just for this series. So, because I wanted to find out
Cool.
if it referenced anywhere in Star Wars history.
Okay. Matt. Oh, Matt is on a tangent.
Here.
All right, here's what Matt says, everybody. So you can send him DMs to tell him he's wrong. The show is not about her, and I don't care. That is a problem with her character.
I'm not going to say he's wrong. He's not wrong. I mean,
The show isn't about her because it's not Reva the Inquisitor. It is Obi Wan Kenobi.
Right.
But she is an interesting character in the Obi-Wan story. And I think she presents a catalyst on the Inquisitor side of the backbiting and infighting and someone trying to prove themselves. And I actually like her as a character and stuff. So Matt, I humbly, ever so humbly, my friend, disagree with you, kind of a thing. But you know what? Keep the sparks flying. I'm kind of laughing about it. I don't care.
I mean, everybody's got the right to their opinion.
That's right.
That's right. My biggest issue with her is I just think she's a little too cocky. But other than that, I like her. She's fine. She's fine. I mean,
look, I'm just happy we've got a bad guy that we know is a bad guy and is going to stay a bad guy. She's going to get her comeuppance, and I don't think she's going to switch sides.
You don't think she's going to switch sides? I think you're wrong there, but
I don't think she's going to switch sides. We're going to see her get her comeuppance.
Brenda says the Bible isn't about David, but he is important. I don't know if I compare her to David though.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. Let's see. And another incident of Leia being a little bit naive. You know, they're figuring they come to their Obi-Wan believes that they've been sent to a wrong location, or nobody's coming to help them or anything. Right. And then Leia is like, well, we're going to need help to get back to the spaceport. Maybe he can help us.
Right.
He seems friendly. What do you mean he seems friendly? He's half a mile away.
Right.
How is he friendly? You have no clue.
I thought it was interesting that he was impatient, which is not a mark of a Jedi.
Yeah, but again,
here. We're gonna make a run of daylight. There's nobody here.
We're looking at a broken Jedi, though.
Agreed.
I believe he is a broken Jedi. So that's why you're seeing the impatient Obi-Wan, which is not a usual trait for Obi-Wan at all. I mean, Obi-Wan's always patient. Now, that's something that has been consistent through the prequels and through the original trilogy. So, but I think that's because we're seeing a broken Obi-Wan. That's my belief.
Real quick, I want to address Jonathan said this. So does she want to work at Vader's side just like Starkiller? I've played both those games, The Force Unleashed, and I loved them a lot. And the one thing I learned about that is here is a Jedi that Vader trained to be kind of his personal, or I shouldn't say Jedi, Sith, his own Force wielder. And he was at his side and he got a lightsaber through the back kind of a thing. So I thought that was interesting. And then, so I would say, yeah, probably just like Starkiller, and she's going to get her comeuppance just like that as well. And so, yeah. And then Matt says, once again, here's where Matt says, yeah, I agree. We are seeing the person, not the Jedi. And I love that, more human. Talking about Obi-Wan. Yep.
I agree. I like this flawed Obi-Wan. I enjoy him. I like seeing him more human. Something that we can all identify with. He's I mean, he's still that Jedi. He he's always going to be that Jedi to us. But it's nice to see that he does have a human side. He's not like the perfect Jedi or anything.
Right. See, Matt, we can disagree on stuff and agree on stuff, and we're still Star Wars fans together. So thank you.
That's what it all comes down to.
That's right, by golly.
And that's what we want our show to be about. We want to be able to disagree, but at the end, we're all still friends, and it's all for fun. That's all.
It is all for fun.
So now, when Leia and Obi-Wan meet, Freck. Is it Freck? It's
Freck. Right.
What a name, Freck. And I have to say, I like Freck. This is one of the things that I have an issue with all new Star Wars. It's just all new Star Wars in general.
Okay, what's that?
I like the look of Freck. I think he's a cool looking alien. I think he's a fun character. I don't think he should speak basic. That drives me crazy. It pulls me out of the show a little bit.
What?
Yes.
They all have trans communicators, like translating computers.
No, he doesn't. He just instantly speaks basic. There is no communicator. Look, Greedo didn't speak basic. Okay. The I don't know what the heck the alien is that turns them in at the cantina to the stormtroopers. He didn't speak basic. He's, spoke something, whatever the heck it was. Jabba didn't speak basic. Most of the aliens we run into in the original trilogy do not speak basic. Every alien we run into in the sequel trilogy and in these series, they all cut it out. Oh my gosh. It's a bunch of McClunky.
That's fine. If you need it in your Star Wars canon, then by golly, you can have it. I don't need it. I'm totally fine with it.
Oh, God. It takes the exoticness out of Star Wars.
That's an interesting statement. It does take the exoticness out of it, but again, we had a character that didn't last 20 minutes.
Yeah, okay. But still, I don't care. He's Greedo only lasted 20 minutes too. He's below him, so yeah, whatever. Aliens should speak some kind of alien language. They shouldn't speak basic. It bugs me.
Okay, hang on a second. Matt said something. Oh, well, Jonathan says, so Mike's saying that's that basic rule in Star Wars.
Okay, to clarify, basic in Star Wars is English. It's what we speak. Well, unless you're outside of this country, I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it, that is the main Star Wars language is basic, which is English.
But in D&D terms, it would be common speak.
Right.
Common speak.
But we're not D&D. We're talking Star Wars. So
let me have my fun.
So Matt says, and having Seth Rogen do his laugh was a bad call. Who was Seth Rogen in here?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't catch it.
Was Seth Rogen in this? I have no idea. I did not realize that. Matt, you're schooling us on something here.
Yeah, maybe it was the alien guy that got shot and killed.
Oh, is that who's? Oh, maybe. Okay.
Our alien that we're talking about. Well, if it was Seth Rogen, well, that's why he didn't speak any different language, because they wanted you to hear.
Hey, Megan, check IMDb. He's saying it sounded like him. I'm gonna have Megan check IMDb and see if that's who it was.
Okay.
I have no idea if that was Seth Rogen or not. I don't care if it was Seth Rogen. He should speak alien. It's McClunky. I hate that term, but it's perfect for this because I have a feeling McClunky means it's anyway. Let's see. When the stormtroopers got on the transport, I so wanted Obi-Wan to use a mind trick there.
Right.
I am not the Jedi you're looking for.
Okay, so here's what I found out. Zach Braff is the actor who is Freck. But a big question is, Kenobi fans are convinced that Zach Braff's character was actually voiced by Seth Rogen.
Interesting.
Because it did sound like him, evidently.
So you said Zach Brogan? Is that who you said?
Zach Braff.
Or Braff. Zach Braff. Zach Braff played the physical character, then he was in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
Then some people are believing it was Seth Rogen that voiced him. Interesting. I mean, that's a possibility. Is Filoni and Favreau friends with Seth Rogen? Because if one or both of them are, I would say chances are extremely high that yes, it's Seth Rogen. And I don't care. He should still speak alien.
Okay. All right. Point made. Point taken. I hear it.
I know what you're saying here. Move along. Move along.
Yeah, but I'm saying it in basic, just so you know.
Okay, you're human. I don't have a problem with the human speaking. It's fine. And then I liked how Leia and Obi-Wan started concocting their story together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they flubbed up, but they did pretty good, actually. I was like, wow.
Right.
The two of them actually work well together, you know.
They did.
It was just when Obi-Wan messes up and accidentally calls her Leia.
Yeah.
And then the stormtrooper realizes it. Wait,
like, hey,
you didn't say her name was Layla. You said it was Luma.
Right. Mm.
But Obi-Wan, she came up with the reason why, didn't she?
No, he did.
Okay.
He did kiss his mom. He says, when I look at you, I'm looking at her mother. And I was like, oh, you to put a heartstring.
More proof that when he said it, when he says to her in episode one or two, I forget whichever it was, when he says, you remind me of someone.
Right. Right.
And
I thought it was interesting. We almost got a direct callback when to Return of the Jedi, when she makes a comment to him about, you knew my mother.
Uh-huh.
And he said, and he talked about being a Jedi and being taken away from his family. And we get a really neat reveal in that, but I'll let you talk about that. But the aspect of saying just images, really, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's almost a direct quote of what Leia says.
Yes.
In Return of the Jedi. And I thought that was interesting.
So is that where she picks that up at? You know, because I never understood, especially after the prequels, I never understood how does that line work when Luke says to her, do you remember your mother? And she says, oh, just images. Feeling, really. That's all I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, I have no memories of my mother whatsoever. And I always kind of thought maybe she actually was talking about her adopted mother, and then maybe something had happened to her adopted, but we know that's not true now. So maybe this is where she picks up on that. She picks that up from Obi-Wan, maybe.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, agreed. Matt, we're reading yours. When he talked about being taken, I totally got a Rogue One feel. That ongoing image in Star Wars.
Wait a minute. Talked about being taken. Oh, when he was talking about being taken away as a young child. And okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, we get that feeling through Rogue One. We get that feeling through Rebels. Clone Wars. You know, we get lots of instances of how they take the young Jedis and start training them in the Jedi temple. So I agree with that. That's a good statement. Let's see what else.
You better hurry. We only got 20 minutes left.
I don't work tomorrow.
Nice. I love the image of orphans in Star Wars, Matt says.
I do too. It's great imagery. Let's see. Yeah, we kind of talked about that.
He's going through his list, everybody, and it's a big list. He has all kinds of notes. So if you're just joining us, welcome to the Mike and His Notes show.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan reveals in that moment that he remembers a baby and thinks. Now he doesn't say he knows. He thinks that he has a brother. This is mind blowing. Like holy crap! I've never even thought of Obi-Wan having a brother. I mean, that's amazing, man. What's his name? Obi Wan Kenobi.
Oh, I thought it would have been Obi-2 Kenobi.
Obi-2 Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-2 Kenobi. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. Off of the Obi and made it Toby. So,
right.
Yeah, that blew my mind. It's like, holy crap, we can have a whole new, set of stories.
Sorry, you need to see what your wife put in the comments.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yes.
So Brenda said he took more notes for this than he did his entire years in high school.
This is way more interesting in high school.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
I'm getting to it, Matt. I'm getting to it. Okay. Let's see. So then Freck turns them into the troopers. Yeah, I was like, oh man, I wanted to like you, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. We got probe droids. I love probe droids. Those are awesome. And Obi-Wan just blows it away right in front of his face. I love it.
Right. Yeah, that was a great scene. That whole little fight sequence was great.
It was. That was really good. And again, Obi-Wan using a blaster, and of course, so uncivilized.
Right.
And I love the stormtrooper that gets sliced in half.
Yes, we're all three of us, Troy, Kelly, and myself, were like, "Ooh, yeah!"
Pretty vicious for Star Wars, man.
Right? Leggy, I love it.
Yeah, we've seen limbs cut off and stuff, but I mean, we see Darth Maul chopped in half. That's true, but he gets spider legs and comes back. So I don't think a stormtrooper gets spider legs. Oh, and why in the heck couldn't they have just walked around the barricade?
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought that was interesting.
That made no sense.
Right?
I have to open the barricade. Why? I don't understand. Yeah. I'm sitting here going, you can walk around that way. Why are you wasting time?
Yep.
Let's see. The Imperial officer then comes into play, and she ends up blowing away the stormtroopers, which is pretty awesome. And her name is Tala, by the way. So written down.
The actress is I've seen her. She was in Game of Thrones. She did a real good job in that. Had a really good character and stuff. So I was like, really cool.
Hey Megan, give me a pen out of there. Steven, you there? You went all
yes, I am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Give me a pen that writes.
So Tala, not till you say please.
Megan, please give me a pen that writes.
Indira Varma is the actress's name.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't know.
Sounds about right. Yeah,
I didn't know her at all. So anyway,
I was excited to see her. I was like, "Ooh, a new character! Oh, yay! This is going to be interesting. This will be good." So yeah,
she was Alaria in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she was the wife, I want to say, of Pedro Pascal's character in Game of Thrones.
Pedro Pascal was in Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
never watched it.
He
Okay.
played the Viper, I think was his name and stuff.
So Matt said Blazing Saddles moment with the gate toll booth. You know, okay, I am a huge Mel Brooks fan, and I've never actually watched Blazing Saddles. I've got to watch it.
It's highly inappropriate for today. I don't think you'll ever see it on TV anymore.
Oh, it's on iTunes. It's available. And I don't care if it's inappropriate. I'll still watch it. I love Mel Brooks. So
Mel Brooks. There are some funny parts in it.
a lot of Mel
I
Brooks
must say.
comedies are not, relevant for today. We shall we?
Right. Mhm.
Well, I have to say, I like the introduction of Tala. I thought she was a really cool character, and I like the whole spy aspect of her. I get a feel of Andor there. I that to me feels like what we're going to see in Andor.
A lead in on Andor. Yeah. The whole Underground Railroad type thing.
Right?
What did they call it? The Path, right?
They called it the Path, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's not like a backdoor premiere for Andor or anything, because Andor takes place before this, obviously. I think it has to, yeah. Oh, the timelines are getting so messed up for me.
Right. It's hard to keep up.
I know. Oh my gosh. And I used to keep up with Star Wars timeline really well, but man, it's getting confusing. Let's see. No, we already talked about that.
Good point.
But how did she get to the end of the path before Leia? You're talking about Reva?
Yes.
Hmm.
That was,
I just assumed there was all kinds of tunnels underneath there or something like that. But I would
How
say
does Reva know it? That's a good question, actually.
because she's, force sensitive.
Yeah, whatever.
It moves the story along.
It had nothing to do with the Force. That's not how the Force works. Oh, I still wanted to use that line.
Right?
We'll use the Force. That's not how the
How
Force
the force works.
That's great. I love it. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Gag, another reason she doesn't know.
Oh,
No,
Matt.
That's
Matt
not
is-
her fault. That's story writing. That's not her fault. We can't blame that on her. Let's see.
At least the actress is acting it well, what she's been given.
Yeah, I think she's doing fine. She's just overconfident. That's all.
The character is overconfident.
Yeah.
Yes.
I liked how Leia interacts with Ned B, the loader droid. I think he's really cool. And how she just she thinks of droids as sentient beings.
Mhm.
To her, they're just a sentient being. They're not just a droid, not just a robot. And I really like that. I thought that was cool. And I almost wonder if she's got kind of this connection with droids, kind of like Anakin did. Anakin with 3PO and R2, and he always seemed to have this connection with droids, and I kind of get that feeling she's like that too.
Maybe.
Something to think about.
I mean, it
Yep.
would make sense.
Right.
And it,
Yep.
and it fits with like how she interacts with R2 later on. I mean, you don't see her much with the droids, but she seems to be.
She's more with 3PO than she is with R2.
Yeah.
Because
Not only,
tends
Go
to
ahead.
be more with R2.
yeah. I was just going to say, not only is she force sensitive, but she's droid sensitive.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just working on the nuts and bolts of these jokes.
Oh, my God. God, are we back to the dad jokes? Oh, okay. So now we get Obi-Wan looking around in the whatever the I don't know what you call the Underground Railroad thing. I forget what they called it.
The
what?
The path.
Yeah, but they had a specific name for that room. I
don't remember.
But he's seeing like things written on the wall, and he sees Quinlan Voss. Well, he's Quinlan, but it's Quinlan Voss from Clone Wars. And I went, "Oh, that's freaking awesome! Are we getting Quinlan Voss at some point?" Oh, I was really, really excited about that. So
since Quinlan came through there.
If you don't know who Quinlan Voss is, he made his appearance in the Clone Wars, and he was also the main character in the book Dark Disciple. Well, he was the supporting character to Asajj Ventress, who is another one of my favorites in Star Wars, who's a Dark Lord Sith apprentice to Count Dooku. But at this point, she's no longer, she's rejected by Dooku, and she's on her own. And her and Quinlan Voss end up teaming up together, and they're kind of an unusual team, because he is a Jedi Master. So for them to throw that name in there, it's like, oh, so cool. So I'm expecting somewhere. I'm guessing probably in Ahsoka's series, maybe we're going to get Quinlan Voss, which would be freaking amazing. I would love that. Okay.
You better hurry. We only got 9 minutes left.
Oh, and I liked how little Layla asked her, Tala to teach her to shoot. I thought that was hilarious.
Yes, agreed. Yep, thought that would be nice.
So now we get to the
dun, 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 dun.
The Dark Lord himself shows up.
It's all great.
And totally kicks ass.
Yep. I loved it how Obi-Wan all of a sudden was like, I'm getting a headache, kind of a thing. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then,
I liked how Vader could sense him. And Vader was just force choking the crap out of everyone and just killing everyone left and right because he knew that was going to draw Obi-Wan out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is so...
When Vader snapped that kid's neck, I'm thinking, my brain went to, and this is the guy who we had a redemption arc.
That wasn't a kid. He snapped the father's neck. The kid
ran out. The kid ran out saying, "Dad!" and he pushed him against the wall and went, "Kirk."
No, I think it was the dad that he snapped the neck. I don't think it was the kid.
Either way, the viciousness of Vader, and my brain immediately went to, that whole funny how it should have ended thing, or where they're
killed us.
You killed us, and Yoda goes, "Awkward this is," because I'm like, man, he killed all these people, but yet it's like saying, it's like saying the bad guy got to win after all, but what about all these other people that lost their lives at their hands, kind of a thing. So,
oh my gosh, Matt and my wife are teaming up against me.
Hey, can I put Matt's thing on a t-shirt? Here's what it says, everybody.
Stephen is right.
Stephen is right. That's going on a t-shirt. I'm just saying.
No, because I make the t-shirts. So you'd actually have to make one in order to do that.
Right.
So get to work on it, dude.
I will. Yes, sir.
And then I'll think about submitting it. Oh, and Matt was right about this one too. He drugged some lady in the dirt.
Yeah, he was vicious.
Oh my gosh, it was very Rogue One-ish there.
Oh yeah, best scene in Rogue One. The best scene in Rogue One, where all of a sudden the darkness, and then you see the red lightsaber light up, and then he goes to town.
And then we get the mirrored scene in Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker. when he's coming to rescue Grogu.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love both those scenes are amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's see. And then we get to the point where Revis wants to go after Obi-Wan, and Fifth Brother's like, no. Vader said you don't do that.
Mm-hmm. It's all him. Which that Matt says real quick. Matt says the very Vader we have waited for years. Yes, the true.
You ain't kidding. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
This Vader was just he was everything we wanted to see in Vader. Just vicious, evil, pure evil. I mean, we're not seeing any good in him at this point. You know?
Right.
It really brings to life that moment in A New Hope when not New Hope, in Return of the Jedi, when Luke says, "There's good in him. I felt it. There's no good in him. He's more machine than he is man, twisted and evil." You know,
Mhm.
I mean, it just brings that to life, you know.
Mhm.
Body.
Mhm.
And then we get to the moment, Matt. So this is when Vader and Obi-Wan are face to face, and Obi-Wan asks him, "What happened to you?" And Vader says, "I became what you made me."
Mhm.
Holy cow. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it's like
That's like strike two. Strike one was when Beru, not Aunt Beru,
Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen, sorry. Uncle Owen had
We
said,
talked about this, Owen. When the time comes, he must be trained. Like you trained his father.
yeah.
And we burn in every episode for him.
I know, right? And then here's another one, just like, I am what you made me.
And then he literally burned. Because Vader tried to get revenge. Yeah, and tried to burn Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
So that was wow. I was not expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting a scene of Obi-Wan in the fire. And did you see who rescued him?
Did I see what?
Did you see who rescued Obi-Wan?
Yes. The big old robot.
Yep, the droid. The droid came and rescued him.
Yep.
Which another reason I believe that there's a little more to that droid than they were leading on to.
You didn't talk about the he had like a hammer or an axe.
Yeah, it was a hammer. It was a hammer. When who was it? Oh, it's the stormtroopers that confront him. And one of the stormtroopers is like, "Oh, he's just a loader droid. He can't even talk anyway." And they ended up.
He doesn't understand.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. And it's like, yeah, he's holding a hammer behind his back. It's like, oh yeah, he understands well. He's gonna beat the crap out of you guys
any minute now.
I think he could have if he had given a chance. So the duel between them was pretty insane. I mean, Obi-Wan is definitely not up to it at this point for sure, but I think we're gonna get a more proper duel by the end of it. You know what I mean? I don't think that was the duel. It's not the one that Kathleen Kennedy sold us when she said we're going to get the rematch. This wasn't it. This definitely wasn't it.
Well, it wasn't that concept art either.
No.
I know.
But concept art's not necessarily,
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, but I was hoping for that concept art.
Yeah, but that's going to have to be probably episode 6, I'm thinking.
Wait, did we have some practice footage that we saw in the making of with them fighting? Because that wasn't it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Oh, and we did have a moment where Obi-Wan sees a vision of Anakin, like a memory of Anakin. So we get a moment of Anakin in the Jedi robes. So we did get that.
That's true.
A short glimpse, but I'm hoping before the season's over, we get a longer clip of the two of them together as Anakin Skywalker and Obi Wan Kenobi. And I don't know if we're gonna, because there's a lot of people speculating we're gonna get a moment where, like the Ahsoka Vader fight where Ahsoka breaks the helmet, and you see half of you see part of Anakin's face and the rest of the helmet and everything. And a lot of people are speculating, well, that's the reason they brought Hayden back, because they're going to do that moment that they did with Ahsoka. I don't think they're getting that. I don't think they're getting that at all.
No, I mean, I know George Lucas says it rhymes and everything, but I don't see that. I don't see that kind of a thing happening.
That's not just a rhyme. That's just flat out copying. That's not. No, that's not a rhyme. That doesn't rhyme. It doesn't rhyme.
Right.
Let's see. And I'm okay. I wrote this down before. Well, I had seen the last moment, so I did know that. But in my head, when I saw this moment, because Leia and him separate at this point, and at that moment, I was thinking, is this the last time Leia sees Ben Kenobi? But obviously she gets kidnapped again by Reva. I think Reva gets her. We don't know, actually.
It looks like it, because they showed the dead body of the pilot right there.
Sure.
And I'm like, and then episode ended. I was like, no. I like that Darth Vader moment.
It happened. You knew it was
right. But I was screaming like Darth Vader at Revenge of the Sith. No.
As long as we're not crying about it, I'm fine.
We still know that Leia can't die.
Well, of course. And we know Obi-Wan can't die, and we know Anakin can't die. Any of the Inquisitors can die.
Reva, or whatever. Her sister, the fifth brother. Who's the third one?
It's another Inquisitor. I don't know.
But I don't know which one. It's kind of funny. It's like the third tenor, the three tenors. You know the name of the first one, the second one, but no one knows the name of the third tenor.
I don't know the names of any of them. I don't listen to that. Sorry. But we also had that moment. This is what takes it down a notch for me.
Okay.
Just slightly. Okay.
To me.
We had that moment where Tala is talking to Obi Wan Kenobi. She also helps to save him, by the way, because she comes in guns ablazing, which is a pretty cool.
She's
scene.
A good shot, by the way.
Right? Yeah, which she should be. I mean,
that's how you know she's not truly Empire, because she actually can hit something.
No. That means she's not a stormtrooper. That doesn't mean she's not an Imperial. It just means she's not a stormtrooper. Anyway, if you're
By the way, Corridor, YouTube channel Corridor, made a video.
I haven't watched it yet. I gotta watch it still.
It is so funny. Like
the guys that did the Spider-Man thing.
Oh yeah. They do all kinds of stuff. They do all kinds of great stuff.
I know. I watched the Spider-Man one. I loved that. That was hilarious.
So yeah, it's like if stormtroopers could actually shoot. But the premise is the stormtroopers are upset. And so they decide they're going to rally together and unionize so they can get better health care. Darth Vader comes in and gives everybody health care and eye care. And he's like, you get 20/20 vision. You get 20/20 vision. You get 20/20 vision.
Wait a minute. Is it Darth Vader or Chad Vader?
Right. So it's good. It's pretty funny. So if they could actually shoot. So anyway, sorry, I digress. Sorry, everybody. But we're talking about what's her name being able to shoot, and she's a good shot too.
Yeah, I agree. I like her character. I hope we see more of her, because
agreed.
She's an interesting character.
Yes, agreed.
But she has a conversation with Obi-Wan, and I think Leia is there when she has the conversation about him being the great Jedi Obi Wan Kenobi.
And he says he goes by Ben, right? He just goes by Ben now.
Goes by Ben now. But I'm like, wait a minute, Leia can't hear that though. So that was an issue for me. I'm like, Leia shouldn't know this. She should. I was okay with her just knowing he's Ben. I was fine with that. But
when I go back and watch it again, I'll see, because I don't know if she was there or not.
I don't know if she's there. That to me that brings about a problem, and I have an issue with
You and your story, you know,
Oh, yeah,
story
yeah.
like loopholes or whatever.
I want my continuity to work. Okay.
Hey, do like me. I just create my own head canon and I roll with it and I enjoy it.
But it doesn't make sense. It bothers me. I can't get rid of that one.
Let it go. Let it go. Let your Star Wars canon go.
I'm going to. Nope, it's not going to happen. Stop it. Okay. So then we get to the point where Reva, however you say her name, the third sister.
I'll have to go back and listen, pay better attention. But go ahead.
Reva. I think it's Reva.
I think it is Reva.
2 E's. So we're going to say Reva. All right. Anyway, Reva is looking at the walls and she sees a Jedi symbol.
Yes. I love that.
She gets really, really upset.
She does. She knows exactly what that symbol is.
Yeah, because she was one of them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think she was at the Jedi Temple.
Mm-hmm.
She was taken to the temple. And that's why I think at some point she is going to get upset with Vader. I mean, she already doesn't like Vader, but she thinks that she's going to be by Vader's side. And we all know true Siths, you have a master and apprentice. And so the apprentice rises up, kills the master, and then takes on a new apprentice. And I think Reva thinks that she is going to do this with Darth Vader. That she thinks she's going to become Darth Vader's apprentice. She's going to rise up and she's going to be the next Darth Vader or whatever. We all know is not going to happen. But yeah, I think she's going to get to the point, and this is why I think maybe the Grand Inquisitor is going to come back, because she's going to be upset because she can't take that spot, and she's going to have a redemption arc, and she's going to turn to the good side. That's what I'm predicting. Oh my God! Really?
I do not think there's a redemption arc for her.
I think you're wrong.
Nope. I think she was meant for people not to like her, and I think she's doing a great job acting that character that we don't like her, which is why a lot of people, Matt, are like, she's useless to this story, kind of a thing. So, just saying, that's the story, everybody, and I'm sticking to it.
No, that's fine. You can stick to it. You think you're wrong, but you can stick to it.
Matt, yes, she is. Oh, Matt, thanks so much for being here with us tonight. It's great to have you on. Oh gosh. Okay. Continue on with your magnificent. Let me tell you, Mike, this is a great list that you have for tonight. Thank you for watching the second time to do the list. This is really good. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
You just don't like my theories. That's all.
Look, you can have your theories, and sometimes your theory, and I eat crow. I say when you're right and stuff. Besides, it's what makes the podcast great is the tension between us, that I'm always right and you're always wrong. I'm just saying.
What did you say? You're what?
What is it? What is it we had? Wait a minute. Let me find it. Steven was right. Where's that at? That's up in the chat somewhere.
Yeah,
Steven was right.
Matt also doesn't like Reva, so meh.
This is not Matt's show.
Right. I think you mispronounced Steven is right. I think that's Steven is full of.
I have been told that before too.
Maybe we should make a t-shirt of that. Huh?
Right. Oh gosh, you can see more like this over on my TikTok. Oh, cool! I'll go check it out. Oh wait, I have to have a TikTok. I'm still old. I haven't gotten TikTok yet.
I haven't got TikTok.
I do see their TikToks that you post on Facebook though.
I don't. Well, huh? Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah, those. Yeah, I think they call those reels, though. I don't know if that's actually
On Facebook they do, yeah, or Instagram, whatever. See, we're old guys trying to talk about social media. Let's keep going with Star Wars. We can talk Star Wars.
That's the only way I look at TikTok, whatever. Chinese information gatherer. Oh, sorry. Anyway, no, my last note was does Leia escape Reva? That was my last note. That's all I had. Question.
Well, we know she does somehow, some way, but yeah.
Well, eventually, yeah, she has to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we don't get to A New Hope. That doesn't happen then. So,
hey, I have a question for you. When I first saw this, how old is Leia in A New Hope?
Between 18 and 20. And
so 10 years, another 10 years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 to 10 years. And
8 to 10 years.
Yeah. And Luke's 18.
The same with him.
Yeah. It's been said anywhere between 18 and 20 for A New Hope.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that's fine. You know, Carrie Fisher was, I think, about 19 when they filmed Star Wars: A New Hope, actually.
Okay.
And then Mark
was
a few years older than her.
In
fact, Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford had an affair.
Oh, that's right. That was in her memoirs.
Yeah,
the Princess Diarist.
The Princess Diarist. Yes, which is a great book. I've got the book, and it's a fantastic book.
Yeah, Kelly read it.
Yeah, lots of good stories from Carrie Fisher. If you are a fan of Star Wars documentary type stuff, and you want to learn the behind the scenes stuff, I highly recommend that book. It is really good. And Carrie Fisher, she's funny. She had a lot of great fun stories. Some of them weren't so fun. Some of them were, showed you what Hollywood was like, because Carrie Fisher was kind of considered royalty in Hollywood in a way. She was kind of like So yeah, but she talks about her affair with Harrison Ford, and he was in his 30s when they were filming A New Hope, and she was only 18. So 18 or 19, I forget which. Yep.
Okay, moving on from that. Darth Vader, people. This is the episode of Darth Vader. The Vader of the Darth of the Vader. We saw him in all his full glory. We got it earlier than I thought, and I loved every minute of it.
I will nitpick one thing about Vader. Just one thing. You're going to go,
yeah, wait for it. Okay, sorry, just kidding. Go ahead.
Kiss my... Anyway. It's a little too shiny. We're going into A New Hope, and A New Hope, it wasn't that shiny. It was that shiny in Empire, but New Hope, it wasn't quite what it looked like here. So, just saying.
I mean, they still got some time.
Well, of course, he just did come out of the factory and crap. So,
yeah.
Oh, we did have that cool moment of putting him together. And the control panel, it's got like spikes that go into his chest. It was like, oh, that looks painful, man. No wonder Vader's like he is.
Right? I hear you.
Constant pain all the time.
Yeah. It was great, but it was obvious that Vader, Obi Wan Kenobi, was no match for Vader in this episode.
Definitely.
No match.
And then, like I said, Obi-Wan's a broken man at this point. He's broken.
Yep, very much so. Very much so.
What's Matt saying here?
It's only 10 years since he's been in it, so give him a break. All I want to know is, did the suit stunt his growth? Just saying. Just asking.
No, I think Obi-Wan stunted his growth. Is it too soon?
Too soon.
Don't try it, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Yeah, that phrase cost him an arm and a leg.
Too late.
Right. Matt, like the third sister stunts the show. Oh my gosh, he just keeps
funny,
him
Matt.
going. He
So
just keeps him going. So everybody, welcome to the Matt Hates the Third Sister show.
Apparently, Matt hates Third Sister almost as much as I hated Last Jedi. So
Right on.
I might have liked the Last Jedi more than he likes the Third Sister.
Yeah.
There are a few moments in the Last Jedi I enjoy, but
Right.
most from
Well,
Jake Skywalker. But
I think the actress, she's like sand to me. Oh my goodness. Look, I think the Third Sister is great. I think the character fits that type of story because it is a different type of character. I think the actress is doing a great job with it. And I'm looking forward to her getting her comeuppance. I do not think she's going to be redeemed. Just saying.
well, I think you're wrong. I think she is going to get redeemed.
Jonathan says, I wonder why Obi-Wan didn't run up the hill to have the high ground again. That's true. He could have. It's over, Anakin.
Don't try it, Darth. I have the high ground.
Right? Yeah.
Because Vader, I think at that point would have just pulled him down with the Force.
Yeah. I will say what Vader did to Obi-Wan Kenobi I was shocked. I did not expect the brutality that occurred, starting the fire.
Yeah.
And then dragging him in.
Yeah, the fire's what shocked me. I did not. I didn't even think about that. Farthest thing from my mind going into this episode. I expected to see Vader. I expected somewhat of a battle, which we got that. But yeah, the whole fire thing, that was brutal, man.
That was brutal.
Brutal.
It was brutal. And here's the thing. He said, your pain has only just begun. So I was like, well, he's not going to kill him here. He's going in for the long haul on the pain for Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Well,
I did. I thought he's just, let me let you roast. This is just the first roasting. Yeah. But you'll be, kind of a thing. So yeah.
Vader's like, your aunt and uncle are going to get a taste of this too. Don't worry about Uncle Owen burning you because my troopers are going to burn them.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep. Oh my goodness, that's funny. All right, man. Well, hey, great job on that list. Great job on those notes. Well done.
It was a good episode. I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, this series, I'm very, very happy with it, and it really hits my Star Wars button, for lack of a better term. So yeah.
Is your Star Wars button like the droids in episode 1? Hit the nose.
Oh, maybe, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's the best Disney Plus Star Wars show, or I think, as you put it, what did you say? The Disney era Star Wars. It's the best thing out there.
That's what I'm so far, anyway.
I agree. What? All right. Jonathan says, since Obi-Wan has been burned, I'm sure he'll get a new outfit and then a new action figure. And then Matt replies and says, the new figure has already been shown earlier today. What?
I know the figure for the Obi-Wan we see in episodes 1 through 3 has been shown today, but I don't think it's an outfit beyond that, though.
That shows the burn. Interesting. Interesting.
It may come with matches so you can burn him.
Oh, jeez. I'm not saying anything else. He's opened the door. I'm not walking through it.
I got a stormtrooper like that. I was at a flea market last summer, and I found a stormtrooper that some kid had burned, and the guy was selling it for $1. I'm like, I'll buy it. And he's like, really? You want that? I'm like, heck yeah, burnt stormtrooper. Heck yeah, I want a burnt stormtrooper. Looks like he got blasted.
Right. Oh my goodness. All right. Jokes are on fire. Jokes are on fire.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Is that a Target exclusive? I hope not. We'll never find
Yeah,
it.
you never find it if it is.
Right.
To who? Target workers?
Yeah, that's usually how it rolls.
Mhm.
Look, years ago, in fact, my first managing gig was with KB Toys.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
You never got me anything.
Okay,
I don't remember any exclusive action figures or any crap like that. We
move.
didn't have eBay back then.
Right. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Matt says we should have another toy episode. Matt, that sounds like a great idea, actually. It does. All right. Well,
Megan, real quick. Give me. New one. Right there. Nope, next one. Right? No, that one. The one you just said, that one. Right there.
he's going to show us a figure, everybody. So those that are listening, it is a Boba Fett, who must be green because he's looking at the green screen.
Yeah, green, so I got the
Put
green.
your hand behind him. Put your hand behind him.
Do you want me to have one?
Nope, that didn't work either.
Okay. Here, Megan will show it. It's the new retro Boba Fett from the Boba Fett series.
Oh, cool. All right. Very nice.
He's pretty awesome. I got an
Very
extra
nice.
to open it.
Right. One to open and one not to open.
Yep.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I have one still sealed.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That one just arrived in the mail today, so I was very happy.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, man. Well, hey, great episode, everybody. Thank you for joining us and hanging out with us. You can check us out more at our website, twogeeksmike.com, for all things Two Geeks and stuff. All right, man. Well, Mike, any last words for this episode? Excuse me.
I really, really enjoyed this episode. I think this episode was even better than the first two, and that's hard to say because the first two were incredible.
That's right.
But Darth Vader, he takes that up a notch. So
that's right, by golly. Yep.
So yeah, I have to say this was a great episode. I am so looking forward to where this goes. We know basically where it ends, but it's just that journey that we're gonna have getting there, and I'm looking forward to it. So
agreed. All right. Well, hey everybody, thanks for joining us, and Mike, I'll leave it to you to sign us out.
All right, with that said, over and out, and may the force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
may the force be with you.